Plio is an open source tool that enables any educator to convert passive videos into interactive lessons and gather a detailed understanding of how students learn. In this video, we will give you a detailed overview of Plio. Plio has four aspects: creation, sharing, viewing, and analyzing. Let's start with creation, where we will see how to create interactive lessons. On the home page, we click the Create button on the menu. This is the Plio editor tool. This is where you will be creating your interactive lessons in just a few steps. We call these interactive lessons Plios. The first step towards creating a Plio is pasting the link of the YouTube video you want to convert into an interactive lesson. You will see the video showing up on the left hand side of the screen. Once you press play, you will see the blue marker moving as the video progresses. You can pause wherever you want to add a question. You can select the type of question you want to add. We will start by adding an MCQ question. You will see a green marker on the player where you have added the question. You will also see the question editor. Here you can write the text for the question, change the size of the question box. You can also add options to the question here, delete unwanted options you might have added, and you can also delete the question by pressing this button. Now let's try adding a subjective question. Please note that all subjective questions answered by the viewer are considered correct for accuracy calculations. For subjective questions, you can also add a character limit here. You can drag the green stamp to change the position of any question. Another cool feature that Plio supports is adding images to questions. You can add an image by clicking the button here. Once you click the button, a pop-up will show where you can browse to add an image from a computer or drag and drop an image. You can navigate across questions using the previous and next buttons here, or by using the question drop-down. You can even click on the marker to navigate to a specific question. All changes are synced live so that none of your progress is lost and you can easily continue later. Currently, the Plio is in draft mode. In the draft mode, you can edit the Plio as you wish. Once you're done with adding all the questions, you can preview the Plio by clicking this button here. This will open the Plio in preview mode and you can see the Plio as it will be visible to a viewer. Once you're satisfied and want others to start interacting with the Plio, press publish. Please note, once you publish a Plio, you will only be able to edit the title of the Plio, the text of the questions and options, and the correct option. Once the Plio is published, the green stamps will change to orange. The creator cannot change the ordering or positions of these stamps. They can also not add new questions or new options. Once published, you will also find the option to share the Plio, play the Plio, or embed the Plio on your website. You can also go back to the home screen or to the analytics dashboard. Now let's look at how Plio will actually look like to the viewer. Press play. The video plays as usual. The red stamps indicate where the question has been added. As someone reaches the red stamp, the question that has been added there pops up. This is how a MCQ question will look like to the viewer. The viewer can choose any of the options and choose to submit their answer. In case of a subjective question, the viewer can write in their answer while keeping in mind the character limit. The viewer can also choose to revise the question by clicking this button here, which will take them back to the timestamp of the previous marker. Viewer can also choose to skip the question by clicking this button here and choose to come back to it later. There's also a button to make the Plio run in full screen mode. This is especially helpful when operating out of a mobile phone. The viewer's progress is continuously saved, so if for some reason the internet disconnects, the user can come back to the Plio. And the user can start from exactly where they left off. At the end of the Plio, the viewer will be able to see the scorecard, which will give them a summary of their performance. The viewer can easily share their scorecard by clicking this button here. They can also choose to watch the Plio again. Now let's come back to the Plio homepage. Here you will find the list of all Plios created. You'll find the title, the date of creation, draft or published status, and the number of views for each Plio. You'll also find all actions related to the Plio like edit, share, play, embed, and so on by clicking this button here. There's also a search bar where you can search for Plios using their title, status, or link. There's also the option to sort the list of Plios by their views by clicking this button here. This is the Plio sidebar. Here you will see the option to create new Plios by clicking this button here. The home button that will redirect you to the product guide videos that we have for Plio on our YouTube channel. A button that will redirect you to the Plio's documentation, which is a useful guide for all things related to Plio. A button that will redirect you to Plio's blog where we keep updating everything that's new with Plio, so make sure you subscribe to this. And a logout button. There's also the option to change your workspace by clicking this drop down here. Know more about Plio for Teams and org workspaces by checking out our video on Plio for Teams or our documentation on Plio for Teams. Now let's look at how you can analyze a Plio. Every published Plio has its own analytics dashboard. You can access it by selecting the drop down for the Plio you want to analyze and click this button here. This is the Plio dashboard page. Here you will see a bunch of metrics like completion rate, which is the percentage of users who have answered all questions in a Plio. Accuracy, which is essentially how many questions each user answered correctly on an average. Retention at 1 minute, which is percentage of users who have watched the video beyond a minute. Average number of questions answered per user, number of unique viewers, and average watch time per user. We capture a lot more data than showcased here, including the amount of time spent in each session by each user, every event triggered by every user like playing the video, pausing the video, answering the question, and so on, the responses of every user to all the interactions in each session, and a lot more. You can access all of this data by hitting the download report button here. It will give you access to a zip file of all the CSVs containing this data. It will also contain a very detailed and easy to understand guide of how to use this data. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please do sign up and start using Plio for free by logging on to www.plio.in. You'll find the link in the description. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you also comment. Thank you.